Welcome to Rat Girl Yoga Hangover Edition. I have a hangover. I'm guessing if you're watching this, you have a hangover. Let's do some yoga. This is going to be super chill. Grab yourself some water. Get into some comfy clothes. Let's do a little bit of moving together so that we can go back to bed feeling a little bit better about ourselves. Start in a child's pose. If you want to, you can have a pillow here or a block. I haven't thought to get either of those, so I'm going to do that. Forehead down onto the mat. Arms out in front of you. And just take a few really deep breaths here, breathing in through the nose. And gently breathe out through the mouth. Maybe find a little bit of movement side to side here. Just let everything relax down towards the ground. And you can stay here for the practice if you want. Or we're going to start moving. So when you're ready, lift the chest up slightly and thread the left arm underneath the right, coming to rest back down onto the left shoulder. Relax the right elbow down, just let everything relax down towards the floor, just finding a gentle stretch through the left shoulder. And we're just going to hold it here for a couple of breaths. Peel your way back up if you're awake. And we're going to come to the other side. Right arm threads underneath. And rest down onto your right shoulder, your right side of your face. On an inhale, we're going to come back into that child's pose just for one more breath here. Maybe you wiggle the fingertips a little bit further forward if that feels good. Maybe the right fingertips inch forward, stretching out the right side. And then the left fingertips crawl forward, stretching out the left. And then from here, we're going to walk the hands all the way back towards the body, coming to sit all the way back up onto the heels. Maybe take a little sip of water here. If you're still feeling okay, just reassess. And we're good to go again, maybe. Or maybe you're like, no, that's enough, I'm going back to bed, but I'm carrying on. So we're going to come into an all fours position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and just find a little wiggle from side to side. And then we're going to drop the belly down, lift the chest gaze up, and exhale round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale again, we're going to drop the belly down, lift the chest gaze up. And exhale, round through the spine, press the floor away, spreading through the back here, breathing into the spine, the ribs. And then inhale, we come all the way back up. Alright, so from here, just tuck the toes under. We're not going to do downward facing dogs today because, you know, some of you might be feeling a little bit more delicate. And so the whole head below the stomach is not going to be the one. So we're just going to sit back on the heels for a moment, finding that stretch out through the bottoms of the feet. Maybe you were out last night dancing the night away and we want to just stretch out those feet that have done a lot for us. Come all the way back into a tabletop position. Untuck the toes and take the right foot back behind on the mat. So keep the toes down, press that heel away. So we want to still find that stretch out through the backs of the legs, even though we're not coming into a downward dog today. We want to find that little bit of a pedal out through that right foot. And then take the right foot over to the left side. Take the gaze over to the left as well, finding a side body stretch. And then from here, we're going to step the right foot all the way up in between the hands. Help it up there if you need to. Take your time. And then sink the hips forwards. Just take a moment here. Maybe if you have a block, you can have the hands up on a block here if that feels a little bit better. Otherwise, just breathing here. Fingertips or hands down towards the floor. Stretching out those hips. The front of the left hip and the back of that right leg. And then from here, left hand plants down to the floor, right arm reaches up. Take a little twist over to the right side and then all the way back down. And that's all we're going to do on that side for a moment. Sweep the right foot back to meet the left, back into that tabletop position that we're going to be moving from. From here, left foot comes back behind you, toes on the ground, kick that heel away. Just find a little gentle rock forwards and back. And then take the left foot over to the right side, take the gaze over to the right as well. Breathing into that space on the left side of the body that you can feel that stretch. And then from here, step the left foot all the way up in between the hands. Help it up there if you need to again. We're going to sink the hips forward, finding that low lunge. Fingertips down to the floor, or maybe you've got your yoga block there underneath the hands. Maybe find a little sway side to side, just noticing how that's feeling. And then we're going to plant the right hand down this time. Left arm lifts all the way up into a twist. And then both hands come back down. Step it back into a tabletop position. And then take the knees out nice and wide. Come back into that starting position, into that child's pose. No vinyasas today. We're taking it nice and easy. We don't want to, overdo it. Forehead and chest down towards the floor. On an inhale, we're going to roll back up into a tabletop position. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Hands underneath the shoulders again. And then this time we're going to sweep the right arm up towards the sky, open the chest. And then gently thread the right arm underneath the left, coming into that thread the needle, but from a tabletop position this time. So we're slightly higher up with the bum. And there's maybe a little bit more of a twist going on here. Relax the left hand, the left arm as much as you can. And then press into the left hand Sweep the right arm all the way back up, open the chest, and then come all the way back into a tabletop position. Other side, so left arm reaches up, open the chest, and then exhale, thread that arm underneath the right, coming into that thread the needle on the other side, just moving nice and slowly, nice and gently for this practice. Taking everything at your own pace. If you're still in child's pose, then that's absolutely fine. Put no pressure on yourself to be anything today. Just, we're moving the body, we're doing something, and that's absolutely brilliant. We're going to take the right hand down, press into the right hand to lift the left arm all the way back up, and then all the way back down. From here, we're going to step the right foot in between the hands again. Help it up there if you need to, and sink the hips forwards. Nice. And then from here, we're going to swing the left foot off the side of the mat, turning towards the left side of the mat and coming all the way up into our mini warrior two. From here, reach that front arm forwards, up and back, little peaceful warrior here on the knees, and then right forearm comes down to the right thigh, left arm reaches up and overhead. And that's enough movement, coming all the way back to centre, and step the right foot back to join the left, coming back into that tabletop position. And then we go again on the other side, so left foot steps in between the hands, sink the hips forwards here into that low lunge that we did before. From here, we're going to sweep the right foot this time off the side of the mat, coming all the way up into a mini warrior two here, towards the right side of the mat this time. Arms out into that T shape, reach forwards, up and back, peaceful warrior. And then that's enough, coming all the way down into that low lunge. Once again, step it back into tabletop position. And this time we're going to come all the way down onto the belly. This is not a vinyasa. We're going to stay here, resting down onto your stomach. Make a pillow with the hands, resting the left ear down onto the hands. And just take a moment here, gently sway the hips side to side. From here, we're going to slide the right knee out and up to the side, finding a gentle stretch through the inner thigh. And just close down the eyes if they're not already. And take a breath here. From here, we're going to lift the chest up, thread the left arm underneath the right, and come back to rest down onto the mat, maybe even making a pillow with that right hand, and just resting back down onto the hand. So we're coming into that thread the needle again, one last time, in, again, another different variation. Breathing into that stretch in the right hip, the right thigh, and the left shoulder, and the back. And then unthreading the arm, release the right leg down to meet the left. I've got my left and right then. And then we're going to come to the other side. So right ear down, Sweep the left knee out and up to your side. And just hold it there for a couple of breaths. I absolutely love this pose because it kind of reminds me of just how I sleep. So yeah, again, this might be another one where you start to drift off, and that's absolutely fine. We've done a lot already. And then from here, if you're with me still, we're gonna thread the right arm underneath the left, coming to rest back down onto that shoulder. Left hand underneath the head for a little pillow if you want to. And just breathe here. From here, we're gonna keep all the limbs kind of as they are, but we're gonna follow the left hand through and roll all the way onto your back. So, oh sorry, it's your right arm. Whatever, it's fine. So we're coming onto the back and finding a little bit of a twist here. So left knee is across the body, your right arm is out to your side, and then open that left arm out as well, finding a supine twist. Maybe this right hand just comes to the leg to help guide it over in that direction. And breathing into that twist. And if this is not feeling great for the belly today, just don't come super far into it. It can be up here and we're still finding a little bit of a twist in this position. And then come all the way to center. Bring the right knee in towards the chest. Left leg extends back down onto the mat, and then right leg comes over to the left side. Again, don't come super far into it if you don't want to. Maybe like here is enough today and you're feeling a nice stretch. Maybe in the outside edge of that hip, or maybe we do come a little bit further into it if that's okay in the digestive system. Don't think about it too much. Just breathe here. And then come all the way back to center. From here we're going to hug the knees up in towards the chest. Just take a couple of gentle rocks here side to side, and then take a couple of circles with the knees going in one direction and then the other. And then bring the legs all the way up towards the sky into our legs up the wall pose. You can take the hands onto the backs of the legs to just kind of support the legs up in this position, or you can take a block underneath the lower back instead. And just take some circles here with the ankles going in one direction and then the other. And then gently release the legs all the way back down. So we're coming into a little bit of a relaxation. If you are on a yoga mat, you can transfer back to the sofa or your bed if you want to. So just pause the video now if you want to just get comfy and cozy somewhere else for a little bit of a sleep, then please do. So from here we're gonna, before we come into our relaxation, find a little bit of a massage for the face. So take the thumb knuckles to the space in between the eyebrows. On an inhale, we're going to drag the knuckles up the forehead towards the hair, and then as you exhale, bring in the thumbs all the way down to the temples, and just give the temples a little bit of a circle there with the thumbs. This is really nice, especially if you've got a little bit of a headache today as well. Again, coming to center, We're going to inhale, lift the knuckles up, the forehead towards the hair, and then arch them all the way back down to the temples. And just do that a couple more times. Maybe finding other parts of the forehead to massage if that feels good. And then we're going to take our first finger and our thumb, and we're just going to gently pinch along the eyebrows. It's kind of surprising how much tension we can hold in the eyebrows. And we're just trying to relax the face and the head as much as we can. And then when you've done that a couple of times, we're going to take our fingertips to the sides of the head and just give the sides of the head a little bit of a massage out, a couple of circles there with the fingertips. Again, just releasing or helping to kind of physically relax through those tiny little muscles in the top of the head and the sides of the head. Nice. And then relax the arms down by your sides. Take a big deep breath in through the nose here and sigh it out. Letting go of any focus on the breath here. Trying to let go as much as you can of any kind of thoughts or worries or anxiety that might come with a hangover. There might be a lot of sensations in the physical body today as well. Just know that this feeling does not last forever. It might feel really rubbish now, but we're going to feel better in a few hours after a good sleep. We'll be back to it. Softening away any tension in the face, in the neck and the shoulders. Let the arms relax and be heavy on the mat. You can let the hands rest down either on the belly or to your sides. Soften away any tension in the chest and the stomach. Letting the torso feel supported here by the mat. Relaxing down through the hips, the thighs, all the way down the legs. And gently letting the feet fall out to either side here, really relaxing through the ankles all the way up to the hips. And just letting yourself exist in this space for as long as you want to. Maybe you want to transfer into a position where you can fall asleep. Just letting the breath soften and relax into a more natural pace. It's a resting pace. Just allowing ourselves this time for a little bit of rest to recover and feel better. And as I say, you're welcome now to turn the video off or let the video just end on its own. If you are wanting to come back out of it now, then just bring the knees up in towards the chest and roll over onto one side. And when you're ready, coming all the way back up into a comfortable seated position. Letting the left hand rest on the chest and the right hand gently resting on the belly, just holding yourself here. And just say to yourself, maybe on your next exhale, I've got you. Breathing in, and again breathing out, I've got you. We're okay, we're gonna feel better. We're gonna ride this wave. And maybe you do feel a little bit better after a little stretch, a little bit of movement. Bring the hands together at heart center. Bow the head down towards the heart. From my hungover heart to yours, namaste. Look after yourself, everyone, and I will see you next time here on the mats.